But if you're not on YouTube, I'm holding the bottle of American Woman Spirits Company Bourbon. And it is a naked lady.
Welcome once again to Chill Filter, the podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to, but Cole is right now, and you probably are, and that's why we like you. Man, I got to miss the last part of the tagline, but you know what? It felt right. Here we are, once again, Chill Filter, the podcast. Wait, already said that. Hey, folks, thanks for listening. If you want to do us a favor, give us a rating, give us a review. Also, you can hit us up on patreon.com/chillfiltered at the $10 tier, and you can join us one of our drink alongs, which we're thinking is possibly going to be next weekend. We will post it once we check with the superiors, the wives, make sure we're good to do that. And Cole just sent out some amazing samples. People are getting them. I don't know if we're going to go with the chill filtered bottles every time because Cole says
but they're classy.
They really are. They're nice. I like them. I like them a lot. Also, what was the other thing? I can't remember. I don't know. Thanks for being here.
Enough. Thanks for being here. It's a very special episode.
It is. It's a fun one. I'm super excited. Today we're drinking a bourbon I've never heard of, American Women Spirits Company. And we're going to drink possibly their cask strength and their straight bourbon. Very excited. That's how excited I am. I'm showing off my burping skills to Cole. So yeah, we're doing that. Cole, how you doing, man?
Doing crazy, man. I was tiny bit late to this recording because there was a Virginia ABC drop right before it. And my parents are in town and they were about to leave to go to the grocery store. And I'm like, I literally run outside, hop in the car and say, we're going to the ABC store real quick. We go to the ABC store, we pick up a Jack Daniel's 12 and 2 upcoming bottles of drink along samples. So,
of the
not
10.
2, like 1. Yeah, we gave it away, but that's cool too. Yeah. But that was cool. And then literally like an hour or 2 or an hour and a half before that, there was a drop again. And I ran down to near my wife's work because I took the day off. It's Friday. We're recording today.
Oh, I've been off today, man. We could have gone earlier.
Oh, yeah. But then we wouldn't have gotten the drops. You know what I'm saying? No, we could have done but no, the purpose of today being off was mostly to spend time with my wife. I mean, not my wife, my baby and parents. So sadly, Heather has to work. So yeah, it's been a crazy week. Outside of that, a lot of, it was the Memorial Day weekend last weekend. And so we didn't do much. We just hung out with some friends and then my parents came in Tuesday evening. And so we've been hanging out in the evenings after work. And then they're leaving Sunday morning. So it's good to have them in town. I really enjoyed time with my parents. And yeah, it's kind of fun. I think one of the things that's on my mind as well is the baby upcoming. It is now June when we're recording. And this baby is going to be popping out in June, according to the doctors. And so, yeah, if you're someone who can, send good vibes, pray, anything like that, we'll take it, listeners, because my baby's running small, and we've talked about this before.
And if it's running, it's already ahead of its time, man.
Yeah, she's running like a Usain Bolt little girly, or a Flojo, or a Amara Dedlow, and running it up. And so, but yeah, she's definitely running small. My wife's pretty worried. The doctors are worried. I don't want to get anyone stressed out, but they're worried. But I have a good feeling about this.
Are the doctors worried or concerned?
What's worse?
I think worried's worse. When the doctor they're concerned, like, it's on the fence. Like,
I'd say it's on the verge of worry.
Okay.
From what I've heard. But the good news is she has to go in twice a week until the baby's born. And that's been going on for the past month or so.
So you can see the images every week.
Literally twice a week. I get to see images of this baby. And she is a cutie. And
you got any good ultrasounds of her lips? Of her lips?
Yeah, and the lips are always look big. They always look huge. But
I always
got a
see those ultrasounds
picture.
Oh. Mm-hmm. When I always saw the lips in them, I'm like, I can't wait to kiss them. Cole's hydrating.
And it's so exciting to like meet a new person that I'm gonna like live my life with, basically, you know. So not basically, truly.
You better.
So yeah, so we'll keep you guys in the loop. Things are, you know, I have good faith that things will turn out all right. But you know, if you got any encouragement, I'll take it, you know. And I know, Robbie, you know, you said that Juniper was born pretty small. And
Juniper was very
Finley
small.
too.
Finley was super duper small. Yeah.
Oh, I thought Juniper. No, I remember that Juniper was.
Finley was Finley was in the
of
NICU for almost 2 weeks, and Junie was
That's right.
in the NICU.
And they turned out great. You know,
they have, they're great girls. Honestly, so I think I mentioned this on the podcast before, but like when we were in the NICU with Finley, like, you know, you walk down the halls and they have pictures of like the kids holding pictures of themselves when they were in the NICU.
Aww.
And but they're like 14, 15 years old, like 8, 9, like as they've grown up. And I stop and I see one of my basketball players I coached, and he's like a 7-foot kid now. So
wow.
Yeah.
NICU to 7 foot.
Yep. He's a big
great.
dude. Yeah. So I mean, like,
I'll tell you this. Well, no, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like those NICUs, like
turn out
worst case scenario, you're getting the NICU, but they're still like those doctors know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We
even know one of the nurses. We actually know the doctor who's going to be delivering, but we know one of the nurses in the NICU for the hospital we're going to deliver at.
Nice. So. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, like, honestly,
we're going to be well taken care of.
NICU nurses are the most loving, and if they're not a loving person, they make you feel like they love your kid, and it's huge. So knowing someone there who's like, you know, like they have a little more investment in the Nina because they're already there, like that'll go a long way.
And just good to be a girl dad, you know. Worst case scenario,
I love it.
I'm a girl dad. So
honestly,
how are you doing?
I love being a girl. Like, honestly, like,
it's the best.
I'm so glad I have all girls. I'm glad I have all
American girls.
In general. American girl dad. Just because it's
we'll get into that.
Having them all be like similar interests is so much easier than having to split interests. Although I will say this, I always, like, every time I go to like a barber shop and I see a dad coming in with his little boy, like, I think, oh gosh, that would have been fun to go get haircuts together.
But that's about it.
I guess that's why I'm bald. Yeah, I know the girls are excited. So like we've got like our Yellowstone trip planned, and like they're asking when we're gonna go fishing and stuff like that. Like,
that's fun.
It's, you know, it's all what you make it. Like, there are certain traditional gender activities, but you know what? Like like this last week, I'm moving like all the rock out of our backyard, and I've done like thousands of pounds. Like, there was so much rock back there, but it was fun because every time I dump it, I'd be like, "There's probably gonna be roly-polies in here, girls," and like roly-polies would start crawling.
You told me,
there's one. Yeah, so that was fun. But dude, this week has been crazy. So it was my last week of school, and just trying to get things wrapped up with that is tricky. I had such a good class this year, and I'm kind of bummed, man. I wish I had them again.
Nice,
but. See what was it? So I took last Friday off. I did like 2,000 pounds to the dump, which was awesome. Like, got a lot of stuff out. I thought I was gonna have a small load. I was like, I should ask my neighbors.
What was your dump date?
My dump date was Friday, whatever day that was. I was like, I should ask my neighbors if I can take some of their stuff too, because I think I might not have that much. No, I was like the Clampets driving down the highway with my tarp over it. And then, so got that. Like, then this weekend, like Saturday, we had a good time. I can't remember what we did. We did something with somebody somewhere. And then Sunday, we had a couple barbecues lined up, so we went to a friend's house. And on the way there, Juniper fell asleep in the car, which, like, that happened. So I was like, I'll hang out in the car with her. And she was like, it was about a half hour. Like, she really likes this friend that we went to. I'm like, I better wake her up. Couldn't wake her up. Chelsea goes and gets her, and she's like, I just want to lay. Like, she sat in Chelsea's lap forever. And then she like lays on the couch and passes out. I'm like, this is weird. Yeah. And then we had to go over to my brother-in-law's house. We went to his house, and she's like, I just want to lay down. So she laid on Nana's couch and then pukes. And we're like, oh gosh. So like,
and then I get an email to your
her
teacher.
Yeah.
She must have been so weirded out.
I sent the email.
No, you sent it through Chill Filtered podcast.
Yeah. After I sent it, I was like, oh, did I send that through Chill Filter? Crap. And then I went to my sent under, and I guess like the way that Apple does it is like all of your emails, it shows everything sent under sent.
Oh no.
from my phone, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
anyway, so I was like, oh no, it was mine. Then the next day I pulled it up and I'm like, oh crap, it was chill filtered.
yeah. She's like, oh,
So
see,
then I was
this is
like,
what
at
Robbie does.
kindergarten, the ceremony, I was like, hey, just forward that to all your parents, let them know. There is a girl named
Yeah.
Isla in that class. Anyway, so like
Nice.
from Sunday until gosh, well, and then like she puked a couple more times, and then like her fever would break, and then it would come back, and she got up to like 104.5 one time, which is like Chelsea freaked out, and like I think 105 was like potential brain damage kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So we were freaking out a little bit, and like, but it just kept breaking, come back, and so I have not slept well all week because Juniper will sleep with one of us, and because you have twins, the other twin can't be left out with a sleepover. So like the other person slept with the other twin, and like it was just not a lot of sleep. She finally
But Finley never got sick.
No one else got sick. And like we tested negative for COVID, flu, strep, like no idea what was going on. So it was a bit of a rough week in that regard, and like trying to get school stuff closed out. But since Wednesday night, she's been pretty good. So like I think we're in the clear now. But man, it's just hard when your kid's sick. Like she's at least at an age where she's tough. Like she understands I'm sick. I'll just sit here and chill and filter and watch a show.
Half the name and the full name of the podcast.
So it's been a week, but I'm excited that this weekend's coming up. I went out with last day of school yesterday. Went out with a couple of coworkers.
Nice.
And bowled and
some of your aides.
Couple drinks. No, none of my aides came, but it was just like other teachers in the building. And that's then cool. And then Chelsea, it's pretty cool. Chelsea's going to get into a new part of the practice and start like the cardiac oncology group.
She just moves around and not perfects. She just learns and then moves on and learns more.
She loves it. No, she loves it. No, and I was like, oh, cool, cardiac oncology. And then like we went out to the doctor the cardiologist that she's doing it with. He's a member at this I hate to say the word speakeasy now because they're not really like we called and they gave us the the password over them. I'm like, that's not a speakeasy, but it is a speakeasy type place, and they're VIP members, and it's kind of cool. You go into this back room called the boiler room, and they have like their own locked vault that's lit, and you can see all the bottles they purchased for private use. They had some Weller Full Proof and Weller Special Reserve. Is that right?
Yeah, it's the green label.
Yeah, and I foolproof. He's like, oh, you tried the foolproof. I'm like, I've had the foolproof. Wasn't really wowed by it. It was all right.
Yeah.
And then like there was just dregs on the Special Reserve, which I've never had, and I was like, I'm not gonna finish that. I'm not gonna kill your bottle.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got Highland Park 12 from the bar, but so that was fun. And then tomorrow I got some of my hallmates coming over, some of the folks I teach with. I'm excited. It's gonna be my first rib smoking of the summer. Gonna
at your place.
Do a chicken at my place, do some French fries, and
show them a few bottles.
It's gonna be wonderful. A wonderful time. That's actually, they're not big whiskey drinkers, so we're gonna do like pitcher of mojitos and
nice.
Gosh, they like, what is it called? Espresso martinis. Someone to make a thing of espresso martinis. So it's not gonna be much of a whiskey night, but I'm excited. I'm excited to smoke. I'm excited. Summer's here. It's gonna be wonderful.
Smoke season.
Hey, speaking of your baby. And speaking of things to get excited for, I've already reached out to a couple of folks, but I've got an idea. And if there's any listeners who are like, you know what, I might want to help co-host an episode, reach out to me. The only thing is, you got to have a computer, you got to have a camera, and you got to have a decent mic. We tried it once with Bryce where he just used his like AirPods.
I love Bryce. Love the episode. Didn't love the audio.
Audio is awful. We're not going to compromise. We don't compromise that. So anyway, that's it for me, man.
Reach out and touch Robbie.
Hey. Do it. Do you ever have a Godfather's pizza?
So I thought about this, and I'm not afraid to say it on air. Maybe Mark Vierthaler again.
Oh.
We do have the Frontera. Just saying. Yeah. I want to be a part of that episode, but
that's the thing.
If you
that's
wanted
a tricky
to do that,
thing.
That'd be cool.
So Cole's like, line stuff up. And then the last time I did this, Cole's like, I went in on this one. I'm going to do that one too.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like, it's kind of like, which will probably be drastically different this time because you already have another little kid. So it's not like, okay, Heather's got the going to feed and go down. Let's do the podcast real quick.
It might be like, a lot harder than
yeah. It will be. It will be.
Yeah.
But
it will be. Yeah.
And like, I think don't forget, I'm sure you will, but like videos of siblings holding their sibling for the first time.
Oh.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. You got to send that to me.
That'd be
so,
great.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, speaking of women and girls and girl dads, we're drinking, like we mentioned earlier. I won't even show the bottle until the history, but we'll get into it. We're drinking American Woman Spirits Company. They have a bourbon and a cask strength bourbon and a rye. And here's what I think we're going to do. We're going to sample the bourbons. And then at the end, we're just going to sip the rye and not even go into details. We're just going to say, I like this or I didn't.
Breaking the format. That's fine.
Yeah. And then I asked some really good questions this week.
You always do.
That'll be the history because I reached out to the owner and co-owner.
And touched them.
Yeah. Oh, I touched him, especially John Lupori. Certainly not the other
touched
one.
Real good.
But we're grateful for them responding. But before we do anything, before we talk about history, before we even look at this cool / interesting bottle, we're going to go to break. So here we go to break. All right, we're back, and we're very back. Just a shout out to all those people that reached out this week,
back,
especially
baby!
those who got the couriered samples this week and said awesome, cool new sample bottles. We appreciate all that. We got a good few people that reached out about that, which we're down for, and some good conversations otherwise. But I'm going to start off the history with something very different. I'm going to start off the history with this. And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see what I'm showing off. But if you're not on YouTube, I am holding the bottle of American Woman Spirits Company bourbon. And it is a naked lady. I got to, I'll get into it more. But it's straight up naked lady. And
wait. Tilt it back like this. Let me see the bottom side.
Oh, like this?
No, tilt it back.
Back?
Now turn it around.
Tushy? That's what. So my daughter, she's got this bunny, and she was like, "Bunny, bunny," and then she turns it around and goes, "Tushy." It points at the butt. But yeah, she's got a tushy. She's got it all basically, except the lower half up front. So I saw this. Here's the story behind this. I saw this, the Whiskey Wash Post today article and a review of American Woman Spirit Company. And I didn't get too much into it. I read through it and kind of got the details. I don't usually read review sections of or like reviews of whiskey because I want to develop my own palate notes and nose notes and all that stuff. Yeah. So I reached out on the website to American Woman Spirits Company, and John Lupori, co-owner and founder of American Woman Spirits Company, reached back out and was very let's just say this, he sent us these bottles for free, and we're grateful for that. We're going to review this objectively or subjectively, I don't even know.
Objectively,
and we're going to do our best to we are going to be honest.
Yes,
but
I went down that path once, and I'll never go back.
Yeah, that's right. Robbie regretted it for episodes.
I still regret it. It's immediate.
Yeah.
When you mentioned that, I just think I'm not honest.
You can't fake the funk, Robbie.
I did once.
Yeah.
Now get ready for my nasty dunk.
And then that nasty dunk happened. You know what I'm saying? So I reached out with some really good questions because, Robbie, how good am I at questions?
The best.
The best. So
hey, Cole. Cole, come in a little bit closer. Let me stroke that ego a little bit more.
So I'll walk you through it as I ask these questions to John. So I asked one at a time. And John Lupori, very good guy, very helpful person, very cool guy, it seems. But what got me, before I get into any of these questions, I guess, what got me is that it seemed like this guy, John, was maybe the main dude behind this brand. And I was like, but shouldn't it be a woman-led brand? But I found out more as I dug deeper. So we're going to get into that. So I said, first question was, I see a lot on your website of how The start of American Woman Spirits Company brand was a family and friends effort. What's the story behind the decision to actually make it happen? So John responded, and I guess I got these out of order, but John said, he's got a lot. So this might be a little bit longer episode, but he says, how did it start? I was on a surgical mission in Mexico. For the past 20 years, I've been going on surgical missions to provide treatment for indigent children with a malady of cleft lip and palate. He's a facial surgeon. He says, I'm a facial surgeon. And this has been a
he
truly
says you're a
enlightening
facial
aspect.
surgeon too? I don't think that's how you
No,
become
I'm not
one.
a facial surgeon.
It's not
No.
deemed like knighthood.
Yeah, that's true. He says he's found it truly enlightening aspect of his professional life. He said, during this time, around 2015, I was involved with the Steamboat Whiskey Company, producers of whiskey or Warrior whiskey. During this particular trip in Mexico, I noticed a product, Damiana, which I am familiar with, actually. It is a liqueur, actually. He said liquor, but in the woman-shaped bottle. And it's like a Buddha woman, for the record. It is nothing like this Venus de Milo. But it's kind of like a Buddha woman. And so anyways, he said, it struck me. What if we produce the spirit of America, bourbon, in a woman-shaped bottle? It would be everything all at once: artistic, American, women-led. And it is the three best things all at once. The three best things: whiskey, women, and America. We decided to incorporate our give back to women artists since my daughters were involved in that passion. And I began gathering members/investors. And now we have 8 women and 5 men as members of our company. We also started, in progress, our 1% give back to the National Association of Women Artists and our all women advisory board. Currently, we have sponsored an artist through NAWA, the National Association of Women Artists, and they also created a recycle program where they give our empty bottles to their member/artists for painting and decoration. Then we will then auction off the bottles in 2024. So that's kind of how it got started.
Okay.
I might skip around through some of these questions, but
skippity scoppity.
The next question I did ask was, a lot of people can start an American whiskey brand, but you chose to honor American women with your whiskey. I think that is admirable, but why did you choose to go in that direction? He says, we feel that women have been undeservedly underrepresented in the whiskey world. It's especially since they historically had very much to do with the distilling, bottling, and start of American whiskey. For example, Mrs. Maker from Maker's Mark, I believe he's referring to Margaret Samuels.
I believe it was her idea to dip him in wax.
That's correct. That is correct. Who was the inspiration, he says, behind the red wax seal? Mostly, though, I wanted to honor my daughters and family, as well as give. He's probably a girl dad, too. So shout out to John Lupori, girl dad. My daughters and family, as well as give women from every profession an opportunity to make their mark in the bourbon spirits industry. And it has been a great success, making the company almost completely women-led. Aside from it, it gives our company and products a unique and artistic style, as well as celebrate and empower the American woman. In all that, we continually focus on producing a quality and unique bourbon with our small barrel aging, multi-charred barrels, high corn mash bill. Result is sweet and approachable bourbon, even at cask strength. The next question I asked was, you don't have to answer this, but may I ask where these distillates are sourced from?
Please let the answer be no, you may not.
That kind of seems... Oh, no. He said he got the mash bill from MGP. Yeah, I'll go into... We investigated multiple sources, and nothing compared to the 99% corn, 1% barley mash bill from MGP. It is consent and of the highest standard of quality. A great foundation from which we can perform our craft aging. And basically, I'm gonna what do you call it? Skip through some of it. He said they use small barrels, yes, but they use multiple char levels and then blend them all together. He says they do not. Cold filter. Hey, that's the name of the podcast.
That's almost.
Not almost the name of the podcast. Yeah.
Almost the name of the podcast.
But a pure product from a pure source, he says. And the next question I asked was, I'm going to skip that one. I talked about the barrel size. But he does. Well, yeah, I'm going to skip that for now. I wish I could get into more, but we don't want to keep this too long because I also want to get into a few questions I had for one of the other co-owners. But the next question I asked, can you tell us about how American Women's Spirits Company supports women? And he mentioned that a little bit. He says, we support many women in many ways. For instance, we have hired a women-owned and operated distributor in Colorado, High-Low Beverage Distributors. We have only women's sales force, at least for now. And we have almost exclusively opened ownership to women only since the beginning. I often get the question, well, you started it and you're a man. Well, I say that's true and I apologize. But seriously, we have made all efforts to make this 100% woman-owned company. And if you're if any of your female listeners would like to find out how to become involved, send them our way. So female listeners, like Patricia Ferguson or Melissa Loudon, and you want to go to Colorado, you can help out. Or maybe you don't even have to go to Colorado. So he says we have also formed an all-women advisory board for 2024 with an array of professional women, accountants, entrepreneurs, marketers to guide us along the way. We gave our first pledge to the NAWA, the Women Artists Association, and they are a 100-year-old organization that supports women in the arts and more. As we grow, we will give more, and we plan to expand our all give back programs. The NAWA is very excited to have us partner and have us as a partner, and we see a great expansion of this endeavor in the future. Although not always possible, we try to use women or women-owned companies for our social media, artwork, marketing, sales, and administrative work. In fact, at this point, we have only women employees and contractors. That's pretty cool. My last question for John was, what's on the horizon for American Women's Spirits Company, and where can our listeners purchase some of their own bottles? He says, American Women's Spirits Company is a house of brands with currently our bourbon and rye. We are in the late stages of developing a tequila where we plan to age the reposado in our spent barrels. I imagine the bourbon and rye to tie the two products together. We have plans for an aged gin, same thing, aged in the used barrels for both an eco and unique product. Currently, we are only distributed on the streets in Colorado, but we plan to expand to 2 or more states next year. In the meantime, your listeners can purchase our bourbon and rye online, and it's shipped to 42 states.
Oh boy!
So if you're interested in buying this bottle,
that's like all the
states
in the United States plus 2.
Yeah. Wait, what?
There's 40 states.
Oh yeah, there's totally 40 states. We are always looking for members/investors, as well as any distributors out there who may find our product and a great addition to their portfolios. In this startup age, we are always looking for new ideas and opportunities, and find that displaying our company and products on venues such as yours, chill filtered, I imagine, sometimes brings in unique interests and unique people. We are confident that you'll love the bottle, but really love the liquid. And so that was cool. And I appreciated John getting back to me and actually really filling in those questions with great answers. Those great questions with great answers, at least. But I had this feeling in me that's like, I talked to my sister and I talked to my mom, and I was like, do you feel like this naked woman, beautiful naked woman, great design bottle, to be honest.
Whoa, hey.
I asked them, do you feel like this represents you as an American woman? And they were like, I don't feel that so much. So I was like, okay, John has given his answer on the bottle. And I appreciate that I asked John, can you send me in the direction of some of your other co-owners? John gave me 3 references. One got back to me, and I apologize if I'm getting this name pronounced wrong, but her name is Pilar. I am so sorry. What's that?
Spell it.
Pilar.
Wrong. IT. That's how you spell it. Dummy.
Oh, you got me there.
I did.
Dang it. But anyway, I hit up, I'm going to go with Pilar, and I apologize if I'm wrong on that. And she was so sweet, so helpful. And I threw in one question that she probably knew why I was throwing it in there. But the first question was, how did you get involved? And she said, my father, who lives in Steamboat Springs, where this is made, or at least where it's bottled and everything, and where the company is. It lived in Steamboat Springs for over 20 years and knows John Lepore, he was approached to invest, and he instantly thought of me as someone who would be interested and well positioned to invest as well. As a woman, a fellow bourbon lover, and a businesswoman, I am a partner at Ernst & Young in strategy and transactions, M&A, M&A. I don't know what that means. Practice. I'm sure it's something businessy. Mergers and acquisitions, murders and executions.
Doing business. That's true.
But yeah, she says practice who works with consumer products, companies, and retailers. So the second question I threw in there, I just slipped in there. What do you think of the bottle? And I love her answer, to be honest. Her answer was capital Love. I love the bottle, she says. I think she is beautiful, strong, and just sexy enough to be appealing to women as well as attractive to men. She stands out on the shelf as well, which is extremely important in the category. She's got me there. It's definitely stands out and is very important. And then the third question is, I asked her, what does it feel like to be a part of a spirits brand that really tries to represent and support women? And she said, I am extremely proud to be part of this company. I like to think of myself as a strong, beautiful, high quality American woman myself, just like our brand. American women are almost never a primary target for brown liquor, but women appreciate brown liquor too. The quality of our juice is as important as the positioning. We have proven time and again in competitions that we are a serious contender, and we are winning on the shelf as well. What's more, most liquor companies don't really have a purpose. We not only have a purpose, we lead with it, which is actually a really good point.
Hey, that is good.
Giving back to causes, especially women-forward causes, is foundational to our reason for being. I get behind that in a very strong way. And so, Pilar, thank you so much for your answers. I definitely didn't want to go forward and just be like, hey, naked woman on the bottle. I'm not sure anyone likes that. I'm not sure everyone likes that, or either way or the other. So I'm glad to get a good perspective here. So background of this bottle, like it was said, 99% corn, 1% malted barley, MGP juice, aged in smaller barrels, but in multiple barrels of different char levels, then blended together. The proof on this is 92 proof, 46%. It's good proof. And then the cask strength, same deal. Everything's the same except cask strength. This is 132 proof. That's hot. So let's get into it.
Yabba dabba, let's do it. Hey, real quick, I just Googled.
Yeah. Pilar. That sounds like Spanish though.
Pilar.
Maybe it's Pilar. And Pilar, if that's how you pronounce it, I apologize so much. I should have asked that. So let's get into it. I was entry buzzing, for the record, on our the final dregs of the Glen Grant 23-year Alexander and Murray independent bottling. It was good.
Oh baby. Which one are we doing? The American Woman straight first?
Yes, the standard 92 proof first. Perfect. I say we go through that, and then we go through the cask strength after.
Sounds good.
Oh, wait. Let me do that again for the listeners. A nice.
See, now that's how I know the bottle is respectful. Because if it was misogynistic, it would have been like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. My hair. So, I actually have a good feeling about this whiskey. I have a feeling this is actually going to be decent.
So, like, I'm thinking about, like, bottles that involve anatomy. Like, it'd be awesome if, like, the cork was in the butt and it's like...
It would be.
I would buy that.
Super awesome. Let's nose this, John.
I'm nosing the John.
It's good nose. Actually, really sweet nose at the front.
It is. It's a little...
It doesn't smell too youthful to me either.
It's a little vapory and thin, but it's definitely sweet.
Yeah.
Maybe leaning like sweet, leaning towards medicinal, but it is definitely sweet. Are you getting any medicinal? Like
I'm getting
maybe
corn
that.
forward,
Okay,
which makes
I'm not
sense.
getting, that does make sense.
I'm not getting medicinal.
Maybe it's just like the fact that it's like I'm getting a lot of vapor off of it, so maybe that's kind of going towards more of like the rubbing alcohol side. And it's not rubbing alcohol, but it's sweet. It definitely is sweet, but it's a thin sweetness.
Thank God this isn't terrible.
Just about puked a little bit in my mouth on a burp. That's
Oh,
one
rough.
nice thing about your inability to burp is like you don't accidentally burp and like, oh, I'll tell you one thing that's awesome that you'll never experience until you get your Botox.
I know, right?
Is milkshake burp, where you burp and cold milkshake comes up and you swallow
And you get to
it back
re-love
down.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I realized my mom also has it. Since she's been in town, she gets the same like in her throat that I do. So I imagine that's where I got it from. She could use the Botox too. Not bad on the palate, which gives me hope. Is like a relief.
It definitely is.
Like
it's similar to the nose. It's light. It tastes really light. It's not.
That is my only complaint. It is light. But for 92 proof, you would expect a little more oomph than like an 80 proofer. It kind of tastes like an 80 proofer in lightness.
Okay, so I'll say this, and forgive me if I sound sexist. This is actually like no, I'm not even gonna say it that way. Never mind. I'm not gonna sound sexist. I'm just saying for anybody.
Yeah.
For anybody, like, so I'm thinking of my wife. My wife does not like whiskey much at all. But this would be a good introductory one because it is light. It doesn't hit too hard. It's I mean, there's some flavor there, but it's like it goes down really easily. It's very thin.
Yeah.
There's not a robust flavor profile that just like could be off-putting in any way.
Yeah.
It's light for sure.
It's not bad. I mean, I did like not because of who they are, not because of anything, but because they're a young company. I expected to be good, but not like more than that. I actually think this is better than good. Like I wouldn't call this great, but I think this is actually really impressive for a smaller growing distillery. That's what I'm going to say is that it is a good bourbon. Like it's more than good. It is like you'll see on the rating that I give this so far, and maybe it'll get better with ice or water. But so far on the neat pour, I am impressed with the strong bourbon notes. I'm getting a nice oakiness, but not overwhelming. It's like a perfect amount of oak. I'm getting a butteriness, but not too buttery, but a little bit of that. And then it almost tastes a little bit like a weeded bourbon, to be honest. Let me double check that one.
Excuse me. Gosh, I can't stop burping.
That's good.
It is good. And like I will say that, how much is the bottle again?
I believe. Oh, that's one thing I missed, but I believe the bottle is like 60 or something. I'll look it up real quick.
Okay. So for most of our listeners, I would assume you're in the same boat as us, where like you really want something to stand out. Nothing like it's not bad. It is good. It's just really light, and there's not a lot of flavor there. But I do get, and this is going to be weird. So it's light, and I get a good like toasted corn, bourbony taste or flavor, and then it really does last long. Like the back end just the finish takes a long time to kind of dissipate. And I like it for sure. And I think this would be like, again, this is a great bottle, I think, to give to somebody and be like, hey,
100%. And to be like a cool, like symbol too.
Well, it's not just that. Like, I think anything that has a story or some sort of other, like, that's the big thing is like, I'll, do pours for people or people have whiskey. I'm like, oh, do you know the story of this or that? And that's what really gets people interested, I think, which is why you see marketers put certain labels on the back of bottles of startups that really sounds stupid because they're trying to make up a story or a reason why
Totally.
so there's substance
Yeah,
to this one on the level.
the 92 proof I'm seeing is on sale on their shop online for $60. The cask strength is $70 on sale, and their rye is 60 as well. So I just add a little water. Same kind of nose. I think it might be even more almost like fruity sweet on the nose with some ice or some
I thought so
water.
too. I thought a little bit going towards the fruity. Sipping it, I went kind of that corn note, and it did get fruity, but then it got like a kind of a medicinal bitter note towards the middle. So I would definitely say neat is better than water for me.
So I'm not getting that. I'm getting very similar note to the neat. I wouldn't say it's better. I would say the neat is slightly better, but I wouldn't say it's much different to me. So I think it's still good with the water.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I like the front end better with the water, but overall, neat is better to me.
All right, spinning it up with some ice.
The nose changed for me, and not like a muted way, which like ice usually will mute it.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? I'm getting something different.
It's not bad nose with ice.
It is. It's my favorite nose. It's something, and I can't figure out what it reminds me of. It's almost tobacco-y, like a minty tobacco kind of a smell.
Like a menthol?
Maybe, yeah. But it's like, I don't know. I don't chew tobacco, but is there like a...
There's got to be a menthol.
There's probably
like,
got it.
Dip.
It's really tobacco-y to me. I like the nose.
Another praise that I'm going to give this company is it goes well in every pour. I just sip the ice and still good, which is hard to do.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, better than I thought for sure. And I had my hopes not too high.
I think iced is my favorite between the nose and the palate.
Nice. Yeah, it's still got flavor. It's not too muted.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not bad. It's maybe not something that someone who wants strong things to come out on, like you really want robust flavors and nosings, but I'm loving the ice.
Try this cask strength. Now keep a rating in mind right now, but don't say it, and then we'll try the cask strength. Yeah, that's good. I'll do that too.
I'm gonna write it on a separate sheet of paper and hold it up like an Olympic judge.
Nice. And I'm gonna pour my cask strength.
Are we just doing cask strength? We're doing all three phases cask strength because I don't know if we have enough.
Yeah, I planned on it. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep the sip small.
You know what? I'll give it a shot.
2 ounces, and I had to split that with Robby. So
and Cole kept himself 1.8 ounces.
Yeah. No, I actually think I poured you more than mine, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Good nose on the neat pour. It's definitely more potent. Good, just bourbon notes, the oaky, the slightly caramel, just corn and bourbon notes. I can't say much more than that, but it's good with the oak and the stuff like that. So
I'll tell you,
I have a good feeling about this.
This one, like perfect oak, a little vapory, but it's sweet. It's almost like, gosh, it is caramely. Like it is like a caramel fresh off the stove, like homemade caramels.
Yeah. I just sipped it. This is playing with the big boys. I've had worse from great brands. This is good. 132 proof too is something powerful. And for $70, 132 proof, like smaller growing distillery product for $70, that's impressive. And it's good. It's better. I would say it's already better than the 92 proof.
You know, I would I agree in the sense that like this definitely has more flavor going. I get a lot of
Mhm.
like the oak is really good. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's definitely a caramely
Playing with the
note.
big boys.
There's a heat there. Like if you like a higher proof, you got this. This is it.
Yeah.
So this
And
is definitely
it's not, you don't get the small barrels taste. You don't get like they actually nailed it in the small barrels department. Like it tastes nothing like what they do when they actually overage in small barrels.
well. Think like I think
They
about it.
nailed it.
This so is. Do you think water is going to be more like the first one?
Like the standard. It might. We'll
Yeah,
find out.
we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited
It
for the
smells
iced
better. It's a little more notes of caramel to me and a little more sweet notes than what I remember on
caramel,
the 92
oak,
proofer. Yeah.
sweet. Like before, I was getting more like kind of the medicinal with the neat and
Mhm.
the water, but this is just as sweet as the first one. Neat. Shall I repeat or take a seat?
No need. That didn't rhyme.
Close.
Um Still good. Still good with some water. Actually, it is still more potent than I remember the 92 proof neat being. Um,
Mm.
this is good. This is good.
Um, mouthfeel wise, it's thicker, which is nice. I'm getting close to that medicinal kind of thing, a little bit of bitterness, but
Hmm.
it's
None for me. I still think it's
no,
great.
yeah. I love the cast strength neat. I like
Yeah.
I like them both neat. I don't
Yeah.
like them both with water. I don't
Okay.
prefer them. They're not
Yeah. Yeah.
bad with water, but I don't prefer them.
Hmm.
So
I'm
there's
ready to
that.
pop an ice cube in this. If the 92 proofer did well with ice, who knows? This might still do great. Um, Honestly, this is playing with the big boys,
It
and
is.
I didn't expect it to. So praise to this company, the American Women's Spirits brand, because this is actually a good product. Like
Ooh,
I would say this is on the verge of great product.
I think like give them a little more experience, and they could be at that great level
Yeah,
because this is definitely good. And I think
yeah,
you give like and you can like scale up. Is that what it's called when businesses get bigger?
hmm
Like they kind of figure out like that you can get your price margins better and stuff like that. Like
great with ice. One of the best bourbons I've had with ice, to be honest.
it's very on the nose. I didn't do nose yet. It's very berry on the nose, but light
Yeah, like dark
everywhere else.
berry.
Yeah.
Yeah. hmm I mean, I don't have any like crazy direction notes on this. This is just a good bourbon. Even with ice, which is hard to do with even a cast strength bourbon, is hard to nail the ice pour. So it like here's the
That was
thing:
my favorite.
if you're really into pouring ice in your whiskey, this might be your bottle, especially the cast strength.
I got
Yeah,
on the palate, it was very buttery, viscosity, mouthfeel kind of wise. And then I got berry, and then
uh,
it was just like a nice warmth that transitioned
yeah.
into like just a general toasted corn kind of a thing. It was good. I
Yeah.
like
Oh,
that. It
toasted
was
corn's a good
good.
note. Yeah. I
No,
like
that I
this.
think iced cask was my favorite.
It very well might be mine too. I'm
Okay.
impressed. I
All right.
and you know I saw the general basics of the overall review that Whiskey Wash gave this one, and I was like, we'll see, we'll see. And they gave it a decent review for the cast strength. I don't believe they reviewed the standard 92 proof. Um, Good. It's good.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go casks, the cask, the one we just drank. What's your verbal scoring?
8.7.
Okay.
I think it's play with the big boys. I'm impressed. I don't think there's anything wrong with this bourbon. Um, That's the coolest thing about this. And it's a smaller growing distillery. And there's nothing wrong with this bourbon. That's hard to say. 8.7, I think it is impressive, especially for the price. A 132 proofer for $70. Oh my goodness. Buy it now. And I'm not lying. Like, this is great.
It is. I'm a little higher than you.
Oh, nice.
Now that so here's the problem, because I'm gonna show you my written down rating. The standard compared to this is, if I were comparing the two, it would be lower. But I think of cask strength things, I'm at an 8.8. I like the cask a lot. It's really good. Nice. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. All right. Yeah. What do you got for your standard?
I have an 8.3 for the 92 proofer.
Oh, you wrote them both down. Okay.
Yeah, both down. But I think it's great. Like it's not a bottle I might reach for first, but it's a bottle that I wouldn't push to the back of my shelf. I would keep it somewhat up front and show off that female body. But it's a conversation piece at the very least.
Okay, so
like you just pull it out and say like, hey, you into art? At the very least, art.
I'll be honest with you. You sent me the picture. So like you sent me like a text, and then it was to be like, and here's why I feel like maybe this is that.
Yeah.
But the picture came first, and I saw the picture, and it wasn't like for an hour later or half hour that I saw the text.
Yeah.
Because that's like Android to Apple. I don't know. But just looking at the picture, like just at a glimpse, I was like, that was a cool bottle. I didn't even realize what it was. I was like, that's a cool bottle. It's different. It's unique.
It's definitely better than Damiana.
Oh, man. I love
You love your Buddha women.
Buddha women.
Yeah.
Buddha women, man. So for my standard, I went with 8.6.
6. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying 6. No, that's cool.
No, not just 6. 8.6. I think it's good. I think the standard was really good. It wasn't something that, I mean, if you take price, I like the fact that that's an introductory bourbon.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're just like, this is Bourbon 101. It's
and
easy.
Goes well with ice.
It did. Yeah. And, especially for a smaller distillery, go for it. That's awesome. Using small barrels, nailing it, like figuring it out.
Yeah.
Cole, I think maybe you're transitioning from I don't like small barrels to
some
actually
people
no. You're where you're at. You are static. Static. Yeah, static. You're where you're at. But I think maybe bourbon companies are kind of catching on. Like, this is how you use a small barrel.
Totally. Because we're having a way to perfect it. But if you overdo it, good luck. And they didn't overdo it.
Yeah, they did not. All right.
Which I think really impressive for a facial or a oral surgeon to nail, or like, and I'm sure people also got involved, but like for some guy who wasn't really a distiller or anything to nail that is impressive.
It is good. I like it.
So,
all right. So I'm thinking, let's transition.
I have for you real quick.
No.
Before we transition.
What? Okay. What?
Are you going to regret your review?
No.
Perfect.
I like this.
I'm not either. I'm happy with what I gave
because when I gave my review for the bespoke. As soon as I gave it, I was like, I'm trying to be nice because they gave it to us for free.
Yeah.
And this one, I feel good about. I appreciate that.
I'm glad to say it's not a bad bourbon. It's a good bourbon. It's a potentially great bourbon.
I'm thinking we transition and then we'll sip during Whiskey World News and all that.
Yeah, I'm with you for the ride.
Perfect. Let's go to Whiskey World News. And we're back. Part of the show where we read an article, we talk about it, didn't write it, didn't read it here. Oh, geez, I messed that up. This comes from Whiskey Raiders. Well, we did 2 whiskeys and I had an entry buzz. And so,
and there's a third whiskey in the running.
And now we're going to do another. We're going to drink another one. Anyway, stop looking at me, Cole. This one is written by Cynthia Marston. It's titled "Kamiki Whiskey Launches First American Single Malt Whiskey Using Air Harvested Water." Kamiki Whiskey has launched Oak Packer Whiskey. Well, that sounds weird. An American single malt whiskey infused with air, water, harvested water for the purpose of focusing on sustainability, according to an article that was published by the Spirits Business on Friday. The American single malt is the world's first spirit to implement this process. The whiskey clocks in at 46% ABV. Oak Packer, which makes me think of like The Office with Packer.
Oh yeah, Todd Packer.
Yeah, and he's always like, anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Packer. Yeah, he's like the yeah. Anyway, all right. Cutting edge technology to collect water directly from the atmosphere, a process that reduces the reliance on traditional water sources. The whiskey is then non-chill filtered.
Hey, that's not the name of the podcast.
A process that is considered by many to be worse than chill filtered.
Because that's the name of the podcast.
I mean, it continues to be superior to chill filtering. Sorry, that was the next part. I just ad-libbed before it. Where the spirit is cooled prior to being passed through a filter to remove solids for additional clarity. Some non-chill filtered whiskeys have a cloudier appearance, and certain distillers claim they hold great complexity according to Uprocks. Hit the link.
Hit the link.
American single malt whiskey is an exciting and rapidly growing category in April. It was reported by the U.S. government to poise an official definition to the category. According to the brand, Oak Packer has tasting notes of spice, roast, pecans, and blah, blah, blah. You know what, Cole? The title of the article was the best part. I'm sorry, I failed you.
Air harvested water? So wait, how did I guess I didn't catch how they harvested the water by air?
Well, you have to like wait until the
harvest
solstice and the airbender comes out. All right, hold on.
M. Night Shyamalan?
They didn't talk about it. No, have you ever watched The Last Airbender?
No, neither the show nor the movie.
Don't watch the movie. Watch the cartoon or the anime or whatever. It is really good.
I hear it's great, but I'm not much of an anime guy.
I'm not either. Like
really,
like my favorite anime ever, if you can call it that, is
Teen
The
Titans
Hobbit.
Go.
That's a cartoon.
Yeah, it's not anime.
I think The Hobbit, the original Hobbit cartoon, is anime. I don't know, but if not, then it is The Last Airbender.
Nice.
It does not say much about air harvesting. I should have read the article first. So sue me.
I'll sue you. So if I were to imagine, this is my response to air harvested whiskey article. If I were to imagine they're like taking the dew from the field and harvesting that as their water product. It's distilled basically. So I don't know. That's weird. Good for them, though. You know, it sounds eco-friendly. So do that. Do eco-friendly. Do that.
Collecting water directly from the atmosphere, a process that reduces.
So like dew and like humidity. Yeah. So like my glass right now, which has a sweat from the humidity of the Virginia summer on it. That's probably how they do it. I think that's cool. It's probably very pure water, which is cool. Good for them. That's all I got to say. All I got
to say is we had like 3 really good articles to read this week, and we just blindly picked one, and it was the worst. But hey, good on you, Whiskey Raiders. You got us with the title. You.
We love Whiskey Raiders.
You did. We do. No Rob report.
Yeah. Or no Nino Marchetti. Nino Kilgore Marchetti.
Our synchronicity's not there. All right. We're going long this episode.
It's all good. We drank 2 whiskeys and we're drinking 3 theoretically.
Oh, I have not even gone for mine yet. Because this is the part where I do a lot. So
yeah, you talk about the whiskey or what whiskey would you choose? And I'll talk while you pull that up, I'll talk a little about this rye.
All right, now hold on. I'll just get going here.
Okay, bring it on.
Hold on. Let me at least do this. Unscrew the rye. Pour it in the Glencairn. I'll bring the Tylenol. All right.
You're like, screw the rye. Let's give it a bad score.
What whiskey, last week we said, what whiskey would you pay the most for? And I posted this late. Like I said, it's been a busy week. Sorry. But at the point of recording, I said, or we had Eagle Rare 18, nay 17, because I messed it up last week, or Redbreast 27. And right now, Cole's ahead on the Eagle Rare 17, 56 to 44.
Nice.
It's because a lot of our listeners are just not very, gosh, I forgot the word.
Beautiful? No, you're wrong. Nay,
I'm
I
wrong.
say. They're all beautiful.
Sophisticated. Like us Eagle, Redbreast 27 drinkers.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm an idiot. No. Here we go. Marco Nazi, Wild Turkey, Master's Keep. I like Wild Turkey, Master's Keep.
Nice.
Oh gosh, because I posted late. We got 2. And Whiskey Drinking Panda, Glenmorangie.
Love you, Whiskey Drinking Panda.
Grand Vintage 1998. 1998.
I'm into that. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. And I'm sorry I posted late. It's been a busy week. The kids had fevers. I'm freaking out. Because I don't know, Cole. Do you have what whiskey would you choose for us this week?
I can make one up.
I got one right now.
Okay, cool.
All right, folks. It's not so much a whiskey you would choose. If Cole and Robby were to shoot their shots for when Cole's on paternity leave, what whiskey, not celebrity, I don't know if it's a celebrity, what whiskey personality would you like us to shoot our shot on to co-host an episode?
I know this one. This is a very easy answer for me.
Okay. What do you got?
Freddie Johnson from Buffalo Trace. He's the tour guy that made the Kentucky whiskey or Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame already.
Jeez, we're knee deep in whiskey right now.
Dude. Yeah. But like, if you could bring on Freddie Johnson and like, oh my goodness, you would blow my mind if you could do that. And I bet you we could. Like, it's not even that far out of range. I bet you I could reach out to Buffalo Trace and they would be like, yeah, we'll set something up for Freddie.
You know what?
Awesome.
I'm calling you on that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
But here's the thing. You're going to be out on paternity leave. We book Freddie Johnson.
Dude, I'd be jealous, but I would let you do it.
Are you staying off the mics and letting this
I would if I needed to.
Fiasco handle it?
Dude, you could. Dude, it's Freddie friggin' Johnson, like the tour guide of Buffalo Trace. Dude, he's like everything bourbon should be represented by, honestly. Freddie friggin' Johnson. So what's your answer? I'm curious.
Oh gosh, what's it?
I'm gonna reach out to them too, and I'm gonna be like, hey, we're gonna need a co-host or like a guest host.
You're definitely, you went for the Grand Slam.
No,
that's huge.
There could have been, yeah. I feel like we should bring on Matt Porter too, but we'll get that going.
He's finishing.
Matt, you're listening. We know you're listening, bro.
Well, the finals is this Friday, so he's finished up with Matt Madness.
Well, perfect. I'm not. Yeah, he's cleared up his schedule after this, so perfect.
Okay, but Cole, he's a family man. And he just got finished with like, hey, honey, I'm so sorry. I got to do this. But this is
he's a busy man. He's got a full-time job of whiskey. And this is involved.
And I feel bad for saying this, but
Porter.
Well, I hope we could do that. What was the guy that you went on with? I'm spacing his name. The guy with the son. Brewski. What's his name?
Bruzel? No,
Bruzel. Yes, son. It's Bruzel, right?
I've never hosted with Bruzel.
Oh, you didn't go with Bruzel? Oh, okay.
No, but Bruzel would be incredible co-host. That's what record.
That's like
reach out to Bruzel.
If I can get Bruzel to be on the show, like that's what I would choose.
Bruzel's amazing.
I feel like
I love his accent. I love everything about Bruzel.
And he's like, okay, so he's older than I am. He's an older guy.
Yeah.
But I feel like social media wise,
he's killing it.
He does.
And on YouTube Shorts, he's killing it.
He does.
Yeah. Bring on
Now,
Bruzel.
that being said, while Cole's out, I do want to nail down our usuals. John freaking Hughes Voldemort.
Yep.
I want to get Connor on. from Who
Yeah.
Gives a Dram and Bourbon with Friends. But we're talking like folks that may not want to come on.
Dude,
They
Bruzel would
need their
come
arms
freaking
twisted.
on. Just tell him how awesome he is, because he is awesome.
He
Be like,
is.
hey,
No,
we
I
would be
love watching this
honored.
stuff.
We would be honored, Bruzel, if you joined us. I bet you he'd say yes.
Well, I'm gonna reach out. So that's my thing. Like
Please.
this week, like after I
And
get
I'm
done
gonna reach out
hosting
to
people
Freddie
this week-
Johnson.
dude, don't freak me out like that. You got to come on for Freddie Johnson. You
I
won't be
will.
out.
I'll think of. I'll try to. I'll try to. But if I don't, I want you to nail it with Freddie Johnson. Not nail Freddie Johnson.
Oh,
Nail
okay,
it.
I was gonna say. All right, man. Well, you know what? I hope I nail it with Freddie Johnson.
Before you hope, what do you think of this rye?
Oh, the rye. I got one sip.
So I'll tell you what I think
you
of
go
the rye,
first.
and I'm starting to get handsy. So you know I've had enough. The rye is good. It's not great, and this is the least of the three. The rye has a starting candy note, handsy, as those YouTube watchers can see. It is candy, but the finish is a little youthful, but it's still good. I give it a 8.1. Not the best of the three, but still good, but not great.
All right. So this reminds me of when we did Wild Turkey Master's Keep. I can't remember which one we did.
Mm-hmm.
This to me
Cornerstone rye.
Cornerstone rye. Perfect. It is this. If it was, how much is this bottle of the rye?
It's $60 on sale right now.
Okay, well that's not what I hope it would be. This would make a great mint julep. This is
Got a good point.
wintergreen, minty. It is really. I just get a ton of mint on it. I love it. I like this a lot.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go 8.9 on this rye. I like the rye a lot.
That's good. So you think this is better than both the bourbon and the cask?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
I would drink this. I think which is interesting because usually from rye I like cinnamon. I love cinnamon notes on rye. This I'm getting a ton of like wintergreen mintiness, which I love.
It's good.
So and mints are mints. Sue me.
What did I say the price was?
60.
Yeah, okay, good. That's what it was. On sale right now. It used to be $100, but on sale it's 60 right now. So check it out on their website if you're interested. It's a good rye.
Don't make a mint julep out of this.
No, do it if you want. No, that's what you can do. And so I hope, Robbie, that those who are opposed to this bottle will reconsider it because of the liquid inside. But those who are not opposed to this bottle to give it a shot.
Cool. I hope I can someday understand what you just said.
Yeah. But most of all, listeners, I hope that our love of whiskey lifted your spirits. Back?
Now turn it around.
Tushy?